This video will demonstrate how to import Mixamo characters into Animation Prep Studio recording environment. First, be sure to install Animation Prep Studio version 2.2.1 and then navigate to the Avatar Builder project version 2.2.1 on GitHub. Clone and download this project. Download as a zip. Save it somewhere on your hard drive. When that file is completed downloading, extract the content. And navigate to the project directory contained within. There you'll see a Unity project opened by Unity Hub. So copy this path, add it, just paste it, select. And then here you must ensure that the version 2019.2.4F1 has been installed and selected. And then you can click on the item and launch the project. Be sure that you can find the custom avatar builder panel. If you do not see it in the scene, just click on that and it should open it up. And then just place it somewhere, make it visible. And we will come back to this after downloading an avatar. So here, find desired model, select it, refresh the page if it's malfunctioning. Download the file as a DAE. These I found to work more reliably than FBX. And ensure that T-pose has been selected. Download that file. Down here you can see I keep a couple of folders for the various characters. This will be a Mixamo character, so I'll select that. I want to create a new folder for all of these characters for this video. So I'll create a new batch 4. And this is ybot. So I'll create a folder for it. Sorry, wrong selection. Ybot. And this path is where I want to save this. So save as there. And that will save it in here. Okay. And when that's finished, I think it's finished, 7-zip or whatever, extract here, and now you have your DAE. Now, this path again is where we want to import that DAE into Blender. So open Blender 2.79 and clear everything from the scene. File, import DAE, and just paste that script, or paste that path into the input field. Select ybot DAE. Then pressing the in button, you'll see a dimensions parameters, and ensure that the character is not extremely large. Typical humans range anywhere from around 1.7-ish. So save this to that same folder as, for consistency, I'll call it ybot.blend. And that's it. We have created a character. If I want to customize the character, this is also where I could do it. I'll add a hat just for fun. So let me see if I can model a hat real quick. that good? There we go. Okay, now, as you can see, when I enter pose mode, that hat is not connected to the bone. All that's needed is select the hat, select the bone, press Ctrl and P, and select bone. Now, if I select that bone and rotate, you can see it's been connected. Okay, so that's it. Could add a color, just make it black, just to finish that up, and save. Save it again. Okay. Now, back in the Unity project, select the custom avatar builder, and from there I'll find the character type. This is a Mixamo rig, so I'll select Mixamo from the drop down, and remember where that character is located, so we can copy that path. Go to import and just drop that in, and now we see the ybot.blend. That's the file that we want to import. So when I select this, the asset builder will then process that, or the asset creator, and finally the Unity post processor will build it into a Unity asset prefab and generate a folder containing all of the information, the asset bundles and the zipped up blend and the thumbnails, which we can see there's something strange going on there. It looks like he's kind of transparent, so that probably means that here in Blender this has transparency set, so we should have turned that off, but no big deal. We just append that prefab to the scene, select the mesh, and then select the offending mesh, which probably you want to go through both, and just set them to opaque. So again, for all of the mesh, if you don't desire transparency, just set it to opaque. This is probably opaque already because I didn't set transparency. And that's it. Now you have to, because we made changes, you have to rebuild the asset bundle. Now the thumbnails should look less strange. So that's correct. Now this folder, right? So if we select this folder, the asset bundles folder, we want to copy this folder, right? Ybot, the new avatar that was just generated. Copy that to the VR mocap assets folder, right? So this folder to this folder, or well, this folder to drop it in here. So just paste it in there, right? So we just pasted that right there, and now it's in the game, ready to be recorded. So we can actually close out of that. It's been saved, I'm pretty sure. Don't need these. And now we can launch version 2.2.1. I'll turn on trackers and controllers, so give me a moment. Alright, so now I think everything's good. Now if I navigate to the avatar browser and locate the Ybot avatar that we just created, we can activate him, and there he is. There we are. We've got a custom avatar. Now I can do let me
fix something so you can see what I'm seeing. Okay. So I'm going to calibrate full body tracking. I actually have only hips and feet. Calibrate. There we go. Now it looks like the hip is not perfect, so just go to tracking, turn on T-pose option, and then down here I see I can move that much better. Right about there. Yeah. So might make something a little better than that in the future, but I think that's okay. I turn on tracker smoothing. And there you go. So I can do a quick recording, add props, whatever. Let's see how this works. So I'll do a different scene. I'll add a boat. Okay. Props. Or there we go. There we go. Now I can start the recording. Add a camera. And there you have it. Making short films, real time. So let's go ahead and stop cue. And fly ready. I'm flying. Fly that fast. Fly ready. And start. There he goes. I don't know where he's going. I'm gonna build this to a scene for Blender. So we'll call it, I don't know, water bot. Build that. Now remove the headset. And there, yeah, this folder just popped up. Select the scene loader. Blender opens and just run. So now at this point, I could in fact close regular Blender, right? And copy, and then just open up Blender 2.8. Blender 2.8. And load the scene loader. Same thing. There he is. That's Cycles. Do EEVEE as well. Cycles is it. equally amazing rendering engine. But as you can see, now lights and shadows are dynamic. And that's it.
So I figured I'd do another character just to reiterate on all of the concepts and maybe hit on some things I didn't in the last tutorial. This one I'll do something with some textures in it. So I'll select an avatar from the list. And notice some have props and some don't. It's probably best to remove the props in Blender prior to importing. So here's one that is compatible even though he only has 3 fingers on the right hand and no left hand. It should still work. So we'll download that. Remember to switch to DAE, T-pose, download that. And then again, these directories here, for batch 4, create a new folder for this character and copy that path so you can save this to that folder. So then extract the contents. You see the textures and the DAE. Now switch over to Blender and in a new scene. Again, erase all the default content. We're going to navigate to this folder here. So again, batch mutant, just select that path and copy it. File, import DAE, and paste it there. Now import that. There's your model. We switch to materials and be sure to turn on the environmental lights. And then you can see it. So it looks good. Now again, press the in button, the November button, and scale this. See, 2 is quite a bit. Very tall dude. So scale him down to, you know, there. So 1.7-ish. Probably best to figure out your own height and just scale it to that. But so there you go. Now I'm not going to add anything to it. I'm not going to modify it. It looks good. The skeleton looks good. You see how it's missing a hand and there's only 3 fingers over here. Now it's interesting if you take a look at the skeleton after processing. Not this file, but I might show it to you. The template avatar or the template skeleton will actually add the necessary bones and modify this skeleton slightly. So just keep that in mind. Okay, but that's it. Basically, we just imported the DAE and looked at the materials. We've done nothing more. So we just save this again to that folder, mutant, and give it a name. Doesn't really matter, but I'm just going to keep it consistent. Now switching back over to the avatar builder, we can import that Blender folder or Blender file. Make sure that, because that's a Mixamo character, just make sure that's selected correctly. Batch 4 mutant and select. And then the asset creator is processing all the images, and now Unity is building the prefabs. There's the thumbnail. Just take a look at it. I usually always inspect the thumbnails just because that's kind of a final say. It looks okay. I don't think there were any transparencies set, so you can just append it to the scene if you like. Take a look at it. I recommend, you know, always pressing play and just making sure that they aren't doing anything crazy. That looks expected, like the expected result. So that's good. So now this is obviously the mutant avatar. So I just go to Asset Bundles folder and look for that one, right? And then I copy it, and then open the VR mocap assets folder, and then I just somewhere in here paste it. And now it's there. So now I can actually go and load it in the game or record with it. So let's do that. Close everything. And launch the game.
Okay, so now see the previous avatar is still loaded. If I go to avatar browser, it's right on top. So there's our new avatar. Might require a little touch up. Let me see, because the feet and arms are so, or the legs and arms are so like disproportionate. So I might have to calibrate him a little bit. Bend the knees, make those look good. Sorry. Let's see here. Bend the knees, and then this slider here controls like the feet spacing. Oh, it's a little too much. Looks good. So I think it looks okay there. A little more there. Notice I don't have full body tracking turned on at the moment, so it's kind of estimating everything. I'm not going to do full body tracking, but now that I've set this character up, I kind of like it. I'll save that, and that'll always be set. So I'll do a recording. Just, I don't know, what does a monster do? Cleans his claws and tries to grab your face, right? So, whatever. Doesn't have a hand, so I can't really do anything with the left, but the right, you know, it's got 3 fingers, so it kind of works still. Okay, so that's the recording. Now I'm going to grab a camcorder. Put him right on the center screen. And let me see how that looks. Okay. I think we'll do an interview with the mutant guy. So what does a mutant do in his free time? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, well, there you go. I'll bring that into Blender real quick and see if that all worked. So now we have camcorder and record. We have mocap and a camcorder. So all I got to do is go to add-ons, scene, and then right here, blend builder. We'll call this mutant 1. Build that. Now that should be on the desktop. Yep. And I'm gonna open this with Blender 2.8. So I want to copy this path, right? Copy, and then open Blender 2.8. Just open that. So I just paste, and then load the scene loader. Now it's empty, so we got to press Run Script. After a second or so, it's all imported in. Materials and everything are working. Add a light. Make it like an eerie glow. Go to the camera, and oh, this is Cycles. Sorry, let me switch to Eve because it's a little faster. So there you go. Okay. So there you see it. It's running real time. Well, 60 frames a second. Looks good. There's the skeleton. Now, notice, like I said, you see how it added some crazy fingers in there, and it now has a left hand. That's because the template skeleton. And it just made some changes, added missing bones and stuff. So there's still some actual information there, even though the left hand didn't exist. You can still maybe use it for something. But there you go.